So this is called column input method. But only restriction or condition is the data should be in alignment. Otherwise, we cannot use this method. Understand this one? And then after that, we started discussing about list input method. In the list input method, we started discussing about simple list input method. What do you mean by the characteristic of list input method? The characteristic of list input method, we should write the variable name in the order of the data. Always, you cannot shuffle the variable name. So I want to have, weight club 1. I'm writing weight club 1. And then I'm writing the input statement. I'm writing ID number. Then I want to have a name character with dollar symbol, theme dollar symbol. Then I'm writing the start weight. And I cannot show the variable names. We should always write the variable names in the order of the data. So now I'm writing the data names. And finally, we should write the run statement. Now select the program and execute the program. We are going to have weight club 1 data set. And this is how we have the data. Understand this one? This is called simple list input method. So what do you mean by list? What is the characteristic of list? Listing means we should list out the variable names in the order of the data. So this is called simple list input method. Now again, this is my data. I want to create a data set. If this is the data, what is the method that you can use to read this data successfully? If the data is in this way.
Column input.
Why you can use column input method?
Because the similar
because the data is in data.
Alignment.
Since the data is in aligned manner, we can use column. Isn't it? But no. I do not want to use column input method. I want to use simple list input. What is the characteristic of simple list method? What is the main characteristic, important characteristic of simple list input method? We should always write the variable names in the order of data. Now, how to write this one? Now, data set name. I want to have a name. Weight club 2. I'm writing data weight club 2. I'm writing input statement. ID number, name, dollar symbol, then theme, dollar symbol. I'm writing start rate. Then this is simple listing method, right? But if I do this program, am I going to get the data?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, I will not get the data. Then how to read this data? Now, just imagine, I'll give a very general example. Just imagine when the data contains numbered spaces, when the data is in aligned manner, you can use either column input method or you can also use the second method. Okay, the second method of simple list input method. What is the second method? How we can do this? Just imagine each line is a bread. The bread that we get in bakery. It is just imagine each record is a bread, and now in this bread, each column is a slice. One column is one slice. This is one column, first slice. Second column, second slice. Third column, third slice. And the fourth column, fourth slice. Now, if you imagine this is one bread, how many slices I should give for ID number? 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what we should do? In the input statement, after the ID number variable, give at least one space. You should write 4 dot. That means in each and every line, the first 4 columns, I want to give it to ID number. Now, the second variable is name, dollar symbol. Do you know how many columns I should give for that name? How many columns you should give for the name variable?
I gave it by
Sunil Reddy. Sunil, am I audible to you?
Yes.
15.
Yes. How many columns you should give for the name? 15. Because the longest name that we have an Ashley McKnight. Now, if you count this one, we should give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now name dollar symbol, I'm giving 15 dot.
15 dot.
Then after that, I'm writing the team variable, team dollar symbol. How many columns I should give for the team?
6.
6, because we have below the longest value. I'm writing a $6 dot. Then we have a start weight. How many columns I should give for the start weight?
3.
3. And you should have 3 dot. Dot is very important. You have to mention the dot symbol every time. Now after that end weight, how many columns you should give for end weight?
3.
3 dot. Now I'm selecting this program, executing the program. Now if I put the data club to, can you see, do we have the data? Did we get the data properly?
No.
No. I will tell you why we didn't get the data properly. First of all, I'm going back to the program. I told you this, and just imagine this one line is one bread, and each column should have it as a one slice. Now, for the ID number, I told you we should get four slices, not 4 columns. So the first 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 columns will go to ID number. What is the next variable that we have?
Name.
Name. What the name will do? Immediately after the 4th column, it will start reading from the name here. So that means it will start from the 5th column. Do we have a data in the 5th column?
No.
No. But still it will read that 5th column. So how many columns I have given for the name variable?
15.
15. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it will read up to space, space, MC, KNI, GH will go to name. Now after the name, what is the next variable that we have? Team. How many columns I have given for the team?
6.
6.
You know what the team will do? Immediately after the name, it will start reading from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But do we have a team value here? No, we don't have it. But still, it will see that I specified the 6 column from here to here. In this line, in here to here, in this line, here to here. This part will go to the team. Now, what the next variable we have after the team? Start weight. So the next 3 columns will go to start weight. So 1, 2, 3. But in this program, I mentioned the start weight is a numerical variable, but here we are getting these 3 columns. So what we have in these 3 columns now, we have character data. It cannot understand. You will not get the data. Now after the start weight, the next will be end weight. So 1, 2, 3. These 3 columns will go to end weight. Do we have end weight data here?
No.
That's why we are not getting the data properly in weight club 2 data set. Now, can you see? When it comes with the name, Magnite, we have up to only KNIGH. And from that, the next 6 characters went into the T. So then what should I do? If you want to use this method, what should I do? Until the next value starts, next variable value starts, I should give the length to the previous variable. So that means I should not read only 4. I should read 5 for ID number. Because if I read only 4, what name will do now? Name will start immediately after 4 column. To avoid that one, now instead of writing ID number 4 dot, how much I should write now? I should write 5 dot. If I write the 5 dot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 columns will go to ID number. Immediately, now the name starts from here. So now we get the data problem. Then how much I should give for a name? If I give only 15, it will read up to this one. But what team will do now? Team will immediately start from here. So to avoid that one, even though I do not require, I should read from here to here into name only. I don't require, but still I should read that one. Even if it is a blank spaces, I should read that one into name. So if you want to read this part also, what is the column number I should give? Now see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Even though I do not require, but still I should give 19. You want to tell me how many columns I should give for the team?
7.
7. Even though you do not require, Until the next value is getting started, you should give for the team 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I should write $7. Now tell me how many columns I should give for the start weight?
4.
4.
Very good. Now how many you should give for anywhere? 6 and is the last variable. That is the last variable. Even 3 dot is also. So that means now the first 5 columns will go to ID number. The next 19 columns will go to name. The next 7 columns will go to team. The next 4 columns will go to start weight, and the next 3 columns will go to end weight. So that means I'm using extra length even though I do not require. Now see, if I select the program, execute the program, we are going to have 8 club 2 data set. Now can you see? Now we got the data program. And that means when we have embedded spaces, but if the data is in aligned manner, we can use either column input method or we can also use second method of simple list input method. But what is the difference between these two? You know, in the column input method, you can write the variable names in any order. But in the simple list input method, the second method of simple list input method, we cannot write the variable names in different order. We should always set variable names in the order of the data. But the advantage is you can read the data with embedded spaces, but the data should be in aligned manner. Understand this one, everybody? Is this clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Sir, same data unaligned matter long.
You cannot read that one. You go with some other method. We'll see that one. Understand?
So one say the difference between column input as in this one,
See,
sir.
when we have embedded spaces, but if the data is in aligned manner, we can use either column input method or we can use simple list input method. Okay? But the difference is in column input method, we can write the variable names in any order, because after the variable name, what you will write, you will specify the starting column and ending column into that variable. So the SAS can understand. But in the simple list input method, you cannot shuffle the variable names. Since in the data we have ID number, you should only write ID number. Since we have a name value, we should write only the name value. Since we have a team value, third position we should write only the team. The fourth position, since we have a start weight, we should always write the start and then end weight. That is the difference between column input method and the second simple list input method.
Sir, column input method lo kuda numbers ichindi, so 1 to 4.
But in the column input method, you specify starting column, ending column.
Start and ending column.
Okay.
But in the list input method, simply specify how many columns you want.
Okay.
Understand this one?
Yes, sir.
Clear, everybody? And we have too many drawbacks in this way, too many limitations. So what are the limitations that we have? Data should be in aligned manner. Okay, data should be in aligned manner. And you cannot shuffle the variable names. And even though you do not require, you should read extra length. Now to overcome all these limitations, now we have the next method, which is called as an advanced list input method. In this advanced list input method, we use different types of special characters to overcome those limitations. And those special characters are called modifiers. So that's why this method is also called as a modifier list input method. The same method is also called as an advanced list input method or modifier. Why we call it as a modifier? We use different types of modifiers. That's why this is called modifier. So this is an advanced simple listing method. That's why this is called advanced list input method. What are the modifiers we use? What are the special characters we use? Depends on our requirement. Sometimes we use a dollar symbol. You know that why we use the dollar symbol? We also use ampersand symbol. Sometimes we use colon symbol. Sometimes we use a title symbol. Depends on the requirement. We are going to use hash symbol and we are going to use forward slash symbol. We use a plus symbol and we use multiple input statements. Multiple input statements. These are the modifiers we use. These are called modifiers. So since we are using these modifiers, this method is called as a modifier list input method. So now we'll see one by one what are the special characters when we use these special characters. Okay. The first special character that we are going to use is dollar symbol. And you know that what is the purpose of dollar symbol? It reads
character data.
It reads character data. Now, say for example, this is my data. I want to create a data set. I want to have a name, score 1, score 2, score 3, and team. Now I'm writing data set name, demo 1. I'm writing input because we do not require equal statement. I'm writing the name. I'm writing name variable. Then I'm writing, say for example, score 1, score 2, score 3. And then I'm writing the team. Tell me, if I input this program, into which variables will you get the data?
Only numerical.
Only score 1, score 3. You will not get the data into name and then team. And you know the reason. Now, if you want to read the character data, we have to use the dollar symbol. And again, of the team also, we should write the dollar symbol. So the dollar symbol is useful to read the character data. So dollar symbol is a modifier and that we use to read the character data. And by the way, what are the numerical variables that I have here? Score 1,
Score 1, score
2,
2.
score 3.
When you're writing a series of variables like this one, you no need to write all the variable names. Simply, you can specify, score 1 hyphen score 3. If you specify score 1 hyphen score 3, what will happen? Automatically, it will create 3 variables. First of all, I'm deleting my old data set. Now, if I select the program and execute the program, now see what is going to happen. We got the demo 1. But can you see, do we have the score 1, score 2, score 3? Yes, we have.
Yes, sir.
So when you're creating a series of variables like this one, but all the variables must be either character or numerical. You cannot have any mixed ones. So you can also write a program like this one. But that is not important today's class. The important thing is why we use a dollar symbol. We use a dollar symbol to read the character data.
Hello.
Understand this one? Okay. Now, this is my data. I want to create a data set. What is the method we want to be used? So far, we have learned a few methods. Which method I can go with? Data. I want to have a weight club one. Input. I want to have ID number, name dollar symbol, team dollar symbol, start weight, and can I use simplest method? What method I can use?
Data is not in alignment.
But here also data is not an alignment, or no? Where? Here. We read this data.
But no embedded spaces there.
Very good. The problem with this data is we have embedded spaces. Unfortunately, the data is non-aligned. So since we do not have any space, since we have an embedded spaces, we cannot use the normal method. But if I want to use the column input method, so far I told you, if you have an embedded spaces, we can use either column input method or secondary method of simple list input method. But if you want to use both those methods, what is the criteria?
Aligned.
But do we have aligned data here?
No.
No. So that means whatever the method that we discussed so far, we cannot use any of those methods. So the problem with this data is the name values contains embedded spaces, but unfortunately, the data is in non-alignment. But if you carefully observe this data, now can you tell me which values contains embedded spaces? Which variable values contains embedded spaces?
Name.
Name values, right?
Yes.
So what is the next variable value?
Team.
Now, if you carefully observe this data, the value which contains embedded space and the next variable value is separating with the minimum 2 consecutive spaces. How many spaces that we have between the name value and team value here? Can you see this?
3.
1, 2, 3 spaces. In the same line, how many spaces we have? Can you see?
2.
2.
2. So we have everywhere minimum 2 consecutive spaces. If we have a minimum 2 consecutive spaces between the data which contains embedded space and the next value, now we can use a special character called ampersand symbol. Generally, we call it an AND symbol, right? But
Yes.
the technical word for this one is ampersand. The most appropriate name for the AND symbol is ampersand. How we use it, for the brackets parenthesis. In the same way, you should not call it as an ampersand. You should not call it as an AND symbol. You should call it as an ampersand. What is this ampersand do? When you write an ampersand modifier, you know what SAS will do? It can easily jump a single space, but it cannot jump 2 spaces. So, since the name value contains embedded space, now in the input statement, after the name variable, before the dollar symbol, I should specify this ampersand symbol. What is this ampersand will do? Now it will start here. Now, 1, David, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, can you tell me how many spaces we have here?
1.
Now, this ampersand will simply, it can easily jump the single space. It will read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single space only, it will jump the single space. Now, 6, 7, 8. Because by default, it can read maximum 8 times. So what this ampersand can do? Ampersand can jump a single space. So it will read the single space also. Now, see, if I select the program, execute the program, we are going to have wait club 1. So can you see how we have the name values? When we have a David space Shah, now we got David, we also got the space, but when it comes with the Shah, can you see how many characters are getting in the Shah? Only 2. Because by default, the length of the variable is only
8.
8. But if you want to read all the names successfully, what is the maximum length you require? What is the longest name that we have? The longest name that we have is Ashley McNair. If you want to read this name also successfully without any truncation, how much length you require?
15. 16, sir. 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You require 15.
15.
Now I'm writing, I should increase the length from 8 to 15. So after the dollar symbol, I'm writing 15. Now what will happen? In the name variable, we have a dollar symbol. So we have an ampersand symbol. What is this ampersand will do?
Single space.
It can also read the single space. Okay, and then since it's character data, we have a dollar symbol, and then I increase the length from default 8 to 15. Now what will happen? Now it will start the data from the starting point. Remember, from the starting point until it reaches 2 consecutive spaces. Say for example, if you do not have 2 consecutive spaces, it will read up to the length that we mentioned, or to the end of the record. Whichever comes first, it will stop there. Now see, what is ampersand can do? Ampersand can read from start to until. Manjunath, keep your mic and mute. until it reaches two consecutive spaces, or the length that we specified or end of the record. Whichever comes first. Whichever comes first. Now tell me, in the first position, in the first record, which is coming first? Is it two consecutive spaces are coming first? Or the length that I specified coming first? Or end of the record is coming first?
Consecutive
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. By reaching the length 10, we have two consecutive spaces. So ampersand cannot jump two spaces, it will stop there. So you get the David shot. When it comes with annihilation, again, which is coming first? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Two consecutive spaces coming first. Only in the last button observation. Here, two consecutive spaces and the length that what is specified, both are coming at the same time, it will stop. Now see, after writing ampersand symbol, dollar symbol, and 15 dot, now we execute this program. Now can you see, I'm going to have weight club data set. In the weight club data set, now can you see, we have the name values properly without any translation. Understand this one? Now I'll tell you one thing. Say for example, if I do not have two consecutive spaces between David Shah and Red, what will happen? It will start reading from the name starting value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many spaces here we have?
One.
One space. It will read this one also 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many spaces we have?
1.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15. If you specify the length of 15, it will stop here. Understand? Say for example, if I specify length of 35, now which is coming first in this scenario? Two consecutive spaces or the length that I specified or end of the record? Who is coming first? It will read up to the end of the record because it is going to start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we have only single space. It will read it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again we have single space. 12, 13, 14, 15. Again single space. 16, 17, 18, 19. Single space. 20, 21, 22, 23. We have end of the record. It will stop here. So what is the ampersand method we do? It will read the data from the starting until it reaches two consecutive spaces or the length that we specified or end of the record. Whichever comes first, it will stop it. Understand this one? Now I'm mentioning two spaces between the David Shah and Red. Now it will stop there. Now, even though the length we have 35, we are going to get the data properly. But unfortunately, we are giving more length. The length of the variable right now 35. Do we require 35 anywhere? No. Why should I lose so much of memory? Maximum that we require only 15 or 16. I'm going to specify only 15. Because that is the maximum that you require.
Hey. Yama.
Okay. Now see, I got the data. This is called ampersand method. So when we can use ampersand method, even though we have embedded spaces, even if data is non-aligned manner, we can use this method. But what is the condition? The values which contains embedded space and the next value should be separated with that is the condition. That is the requirement. If we have such scenario, now we can use ampersand method.
Sir, two consecutive spaces వస్తే నెక్స్ట్ నెక్స్ట్ వేరియబుల్ రీడ్ అవుతుంది కానీ ఈ వేరియబుల్ కలవదా సార్?
ఇక్కడతో స్టాప్ అయిపోతుందండి. మీరు యాంపర్సెంట్ మెన్షన్ చేశారు కాబట్టి నార్మల్ గా అయితే కనుక if you didn't specify the ampersand, then what should happen? We should read up to only single space, right?
Yes,
Because
sir.
by default space. But since you mentioned the ampersand, it can read a single space also.
Okay.
It thinks that is also there. But where it will get stopped, if you have two consecutive spaces, it cannot read it, it will stop.
Sir, if David తర్వాత మనకి 2 spaces ఉంటే
If
David
you have two spaces, it will stop only at David.
and Shah next team లో
It will go to the set. Shah will go to the team.
Okay, done.
So when we have embedded space, so we should have only one space.
Okay.
Clear, everybody?
Sir,
Yes.
we have used ampersand symbol, sir,
Yes.
to read the space in between in Ashley and McNair.
Yes.
So then why we need to mention the length of that name as 15, sir?
Because by default, if I didn't mention the length, what is the default length of a variable? 8. Only 8, no? So it will start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It will stop here. When it comes with Ashley method, what it will do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It will stop here. You will not get the Ashley method complete data. Okay. If you want to get at least how much you require, you require at least 15. But if I specify 20, you can also get the 20. But unnecessarily, you are wasting 5 bytes of memory.
Ampersand is reading the space now, sir. So
Single
we can
space. You read the single space.
Single space. So we can write 14 now, sir. So already ampersand is reading that space in between those two.
It will consider the space also as a character. Now, what is the length of Ashley method? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You should count this space also.
Okay. Sir.
Clear, everybody?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
No. This is my data. I have 101.
సార్ స్టార్టింగ్ వెయిట్ ఎండింగ్ వెయిట్ కూడా ఆర్డర్ లో లేదు కదా సార్.
But we have only single space. By default, it will be single space.
ఓకే సార్.
The problem with this data is we have an embedded space. We don't have embedded spaces in these values. We have space between the values. This is my data. I want to create a data set. Now I'm writing data, demo 1. Since we have the same data, you don't need to write in file statement. Directly I'm writing input statement. I'm writing input. I want to have ID, name, dollar symbol, then is numerical variable. Then I'm writing the data. Tell me what should I do? Am I going to get the data if I execute this program? What will happen?
8 characters of name on it.
So by default, it generates only 8 characters. Isn't
Yes.
it? Now 101 space 101 code ID. After the space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ramakrishna will go. In Ramakrishna, RAMAKRIS will go to name, and the remaining part will be ignored. After the space 23 will go to page. So that's why if I execute the program, in some of the observations, I'm not getting the name value completely. What should I do?
Should
The
mention
worst possible case scenario is Sivaram Krishnan. If I want to read the Sivaram Krishnan completely, how much length I require?
16.
16, right? Now, what should I do now? In the input statement, after the dollar symbol, I'm writing 16 dollars. You know what is the problem with this program? Now every time it looks for 16. Now see, 101 will go to ID. Very good. After the space, now it will start reading from the name. So how much length I have given for the name variable in the input statement?
16.
16.
Now, you know what it's going to do? It will read up to 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it will read all this data into which variable now?
Name.
Name. So that means, so what is happening here? Even the age values also will go to name variable.
Name.
Now, because of that, do we have age value here?
No.
No. So because based on the floor option, what it will jump into the next line to get that age value. So 102 will go to which variable now?
Age.
Now say select the program, execute the program. Now this is the program that we have. I thought of reading the complete data without any missing. Since I'm writing a 16, every time it looks for 16, but we do not require every time 16. There is a specialty in this data. Sometimes we have more than 8 characters, sometimes we have less than 8 characters, but the specialty of this data, we do not have embedded space. Can you observe this one? In this scenario, now we are going to use a special character called colon symbol. It is a modifier. What is this colon symbol to? You know, I am going to write this colon symbol for the name variable before the dollar symbol. You know what is this colon symbol will do? Now the colon symbol will start reading the data from the starting until it reaches a single space or the length that we specified or end of the record, whichever comes first, it will stop there. Now, what is the condition? It is going to read from the start to until it reaches single space or the length that we specified or end of the record. Whichever comes first, it will stop there. Now, can you tell me, in the first scenario, which is coming first? Space is coming first, or the length is coming first, or end of the record, which is coming first?
Space.
We are getting the space reading only 11 characters. So, space is coming first, it will stop there. Again, in the second observation also, by reading the 5 characters, only we have space, it will stop there. And when reading the Sivaram Krishnan, by reading 16 characters, we have space. So that means the length and the space coming at the same time, it will stop there. In the RAM, we have by reading only 3 characters, we have space, it will stop there. Now, if I execute the program, now can you see we got the data successfully? Now, can you please tell me what is the difference between ampersand and a colon symbol? What is the difference between you only tell me?
With the
Name and
Data
surname
with
is
embedded
without embedded space.
Ampersand will read the data from the starting until it reaches?
end of the record.
No. Until it reaches
Consecutive
or the length that is specified or end of the record whichever comes first. What the colon symbol will do? From the starting until it reaches single space or the length that we specified or end of the record whichever comes first.
Sir, ampersand also until it reaches end of the record, no, sir? No?
If you do not have 2 consecutive spaces anywhere,
Okay.
the first priority is for 2 consecutive spaces and the next priority is for the length that we specified. That will read up to end of the record.
Okay.
Whichever comes first, it will stop there. That's the most important thing. And what the colon symbol will do from the starting until it reaches single space or the length that we specified or end of the record, whichever comes first, it will stop there. A మూడింటిలో ఏది ఫస్ట్ వస్తే అక్కడ ఆగిపోతుంది. In any given scenario, single space is coming first. Only in third observation, the length that I specified and the single space coming at the same time. Now it will stop there. Understand this one?
Sir,
Yes.
is there any like we should write in serial manner that colon dollar symbol like number
No,
in the
you should always start with colon symbol. Before you should have first colon symbol, then dollar symbol, then bit. This is the order you should go. And here also you should have ampersand symbol, then it's a character variable, so dollar symbol, then you cannot write ampersand after the dollar symbol. You should write before the dollar symbol only, you should write the ampersand symbol.
okay, sir.
So if every character has 8 length equal to 8 only, then we should then ఖచ్చితంగా మనం 15 length మెన్షన్ చేయాలా సార్? ఒకవేళ
Otherwise it can be only up to 8. If you didn't mention the length, by default it will do only. So for example, if I specify only like this one, what it will do? Now the condition is space first వస్తుందా, 8 characters are coming first, or end of the record, which is coming first, it will stop.
ఓకే.
Understand this one?
Yes, sir.
Now, this is my data. Name A and bed group is B
Excuse
positive.
me, sir. Sir,
Yes, yes.
ఈ కొలన్ సింబల్ ఎంబెడెడ్ స్పేసెస్ లేని ఉన్న డేటాకి కూడా యూజ్ అవుతుంది.
No. Because the colon symbol, ekkada create chesi, for example, if you have a Ramakrishna Rama space, where it will stop? No?
Rama.
It will stop single space. Because that is the first priority. So if you want to use a colon symbol, what is the requirement? You should not have embedded spaces at all.
ఓకే.
In this scenario only, we can use colon symbol.
ఓకే.
Sir,
Yes.
in the in-stream data, we have so much data. We don't know how the names are there. Like
No other choice. You have to go through the data. Based on the data, you have to decide which method is suitable. You should use that method.
okay,
Okay.
okay, sir.
The next method, I have a name B, and it is O negative. And I have a patient name C, and it is A negative. Patient B and B negative. Patient B and it is A positive. I have the data like this one. I want to create a data set. Now I am writing data. I want to have data set named blood. We do not require the file statement because we have listed data input. I want to have a name variable, character variable, dollar symbol. Then I want to have a blood group. I'm writing blood GRP. I want to have it as a character variable. You know what? If I execute the program, I will get the data set. Not a problem. I'm going to have 2 variables, sir, and I'm going to have 5 observations. Now see, select the program, execute the program. Now we are going to have blood data set. Now, can you see we have 2 variables, 5 observations? Not a problem at all. But the problem is, what is the default length of name variable? When I write an input statement like this one, 8. I told you, I default 8. But actually, how many characters I'm getting into the name?
1 character.
1. So that means unnecessarily I'm wasting 7 bytes of memory. Isn't it? I require only 1, but the SAS is reading into 8 characters because default length is 8. So I'm losing 7 bytes of memory for one name. Again, what is the length of the blood group again? The length of the blood group is 8. But originally, how much length I require?
2.
Only 2. So that means how many bytes of memory I'm losing here?
6.
6 bytes of memory. Unnecessarily, for each observation, 7 bytes of memory for name, 6 bytes of memory for the blood group. I'm losing 13 bytes of memory for one observation. Now I do not want to lose like that. So I want to decrease the length of the name variable. How much length we require for the name now?
1.
Name 1. So now I'm writing after the dollar symbol, I'm writing 1 dot.
Dot.
So now the length has been decreased from 8 to 1. Now how much of length we require for the blood group? 2. Now I'm writing $2. So I decrease the length from 8 to 2. So here I saved 7 bytes of memory, and here I saved 6 bytes of memory. So I'm so happy that now I'm executing this program. Now execute the program. We have a blood data set. Now can you see what happened? I'm having the data in the name variable. I'm not getting the data in the blend. You know why? Because we've already seen this one. I told you what is the length I have given for the name?
Only one.
One. So the first column will go to name. And I will immediately, what is the next one that we have? Blood group. So blood group will read this column and this column. But do we have a data here?
No.
We have the data somewhere here.
I have to mention column.
But I told you in the second list input method, I told you if you specify column numbers like this one, one dot, so first column should go to name, the next two columns should go to blood group. But data, we do not have data here, but we have data somewhere here. Now I should tell the SAS system, read only the first column into name, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Skip 11 columns. And after that 11 columns, now 1, 2, read these two columns to play.
11 to 13.
I want to tell that one. So that is the reason now I'm using one more modifier called plus symbol. What this modifier will do, it will tell you, it will skip n number of columns. Now, see what I'm doing in the input statement, I'm writing a name $1 dot. After that, I'm going to write a plus. How many columns I want to skip?
7.
11 columns. And after skipping the 11 columns, after that, read the blood group for 2 columns. So, one first column will go to name, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 columns is going to get skipped. And after that, the next 2 columns again will go to blood group. Now, to tell how many columns we want to skip, we are going to use the plus modifier plus the number of columns we want to skip it. Now, see, if I select the program, execute the program, we are going to have a blood data set. And not only that one, if I open the name variable, now can you say what is the length of the name variable now?
1.
1. And if you open the blood group, now can you say what is the length of the blood group?
2.
2. So I saved 7 plus 6, 13 bytes of memory for each observation. Understand this one? So what the plus modifier will do? It will skip n number of columns. If I specify plus 11, it will skip 11 columns. If I say plus 20, it will skip 20 columns. Now I know this plus modifier. Now I'm going back here. Now, hey, what is this program? What type of input method this one is? Second method of
Simple.
listing method. You know, actually, how many columns are required for ID number? Only 4. But how much I'm giving here? You know why? I told you, if I had only 4 data, now the name will immediately start after the 4. To avoid such unnecessary thing, even if I do not require, I have given 5. But now, I'm going to give only 4 data. If I give only 4 data, what name is going to do? Name is going to start from here. I want to say, don't start from here. Start from and skip 1 column. So that is the reason. Now, after the ID number 4 dot, I'm getting plus
1.
So that means the first 4 columns will go to ID number, and the next 1 column is going to get skipped. And then how many columns are required for the name if you want to read all the names successfully?
16.
I think as a method we have only 15. I'm getting 15 dot. Now if I have 15 dot, from here to here it is going to be 15. How many columns I need to skip now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what I do now before the name, I'm getting plus 4. Now can you see? I reduced the length from 19 to 15. Now tell me how much I should give for the team now? 15. 6. Because I want to read the yellow. But if you read the 6, how many columns you need to jump now?
Plus 1.
Now tell me how many columns you should give for the short weight now?
3.
3 would be enough. Now how many columns I need to skip now?
Plus 1.
Plus 1. Now by using the second method of simplest method and the plus symbol, I can reduce the length further. Okay, you see? If I open this one, now the name is not going to be 19, it is going to be just 15. And the team is also going to be only 6, not 7. Understand this one?
లాంగెస్ట్ లెంత్ choose చేసుకొని ఇవ్వాలా సార్?
ఆబ్వియస్లీ మరి లాంగెస్ట్ చేసుకోండి నేను 10 ఇచ్చాను అనుకోండి యాస్టమెక్టర్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది ఇప్పుడు యూ వాంట్ గెట్ ద డేటా కంప్లీట్ రైట్ సో దట్స్ వై ద లాంగెస్ట్ యూ నీడ్ టు బి బికాజ్ యూ షుడ్ నాట్ లూజ్ ద డేటా
అండ్ అలాగే ఆంపర్సెండ్ అండ్ కొలన్ లా కాకుండా తర్వాత మెన్షన్ చేయాలి ప్లస్ ఆఫ్టర్ లెంత్
నో ప్లస్ అంటే కనుక వాట్ ఇస్ బిట్వీన్ ద టూ వేరియబుల్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద వేరియబుల్
ఓకే
సో ఐ వాంట్ టు skip 4 columns so I should write after the name before the name I want to skip 4 columns I should write between those two variables.
ఓకే
Clear everybody?
Yes, sir.
This is called plus symbol plus modifier. It skips a number of columns. Clear everyone? Okay then. We can continue in tomorrow's class. Okay?
Sir,
Sir, hello.
Yes?
అది బ్లడ్ గ్రూప్ కాడ +11 అని కాకుండా మనము కాలం స్టార్టింగ్ అండ్ ఎండింగ్ నెంబరింగ్స్ కూడా ఇవ్వచ్చు కదా అట్లా.
If you want to use, you can use column input method here.
Yes, sir.
Because the data is in random manner, no?
Yes, sir.
So if you want to use for the same method, if you want to use a column input method, how to use a column input method for the same thing? Now see, I'm taking this one. Column input method, what is the starting column? 1-I. Now I'm writing 7. Instead of writing this one, I'm writing like this one. Now you do not require plus symbol now. So we are starting, that blood group 13th column, 13-14. Okay. Now select the program, execute the program. Now I want to have the blood group, blood 1. Select the program, execute it. We have blood 1. Now can you see?
Yes, sir.
You don't require this one. If you want, you can also use. But it is in a extra math programming, like, you should understand starting column, ending column. Why should I go that one? No, simply import it like this. Clear, everybody?
We can use plus even if the data is not aligned.
We cannot use. Say, for example, if my data is like this one, what should I do now?
Yeah.
What should I do? If the data is not aligned, how many columns I should skip now? If I skip these many columns, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Here we have 14 spaces, but here we have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Am I going to get the data? No.
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 In that scenario, we can skip only up to this to this. Or, sorry, you can skip up to this to this. So now,
Yes.
into the name, we should read from here to here. Into the blood group, we should read from here to here. Understand?
Yes, sir.
You can skip only from here to here in the scenario. The common, space between both those two.
So plus modifier is only applicable for
Data is random.
No, also we can use. Element లేకపోయినా you change and mirror. But you cannot skip these many columns or these many columns. Isn't it?
Okay.
Even though you do not require, you should read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This into, you should write a 5 dot. Actually, how much data we require? Only one character, no? But we do not have everything in same column. So now I can skip these many columns only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns only. Or maybe 7 columns. Now I can write plus 7. Then from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I should write 8. Because I have one blood group here, I have another blood group here, I wanted everything. So even though you do not require, you have to read 8.
Yes, sir.
Understand?
Yes, sir.
So this is called plus.
డేటా ఉన్నప్పుడు కూడా ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది కదా సార్ ఇలా కౌంట్ చేయడం.
What is that?
ఎక్కువ డేటా ఉన్నప్పుడు
Yeah,
కౌంట్
it
చేయడం.
is. I'll tell you one secret later. Okay, I do not want to disgrace you. I'll tell you later what is going to happen in the real time.
Sir, I am having a doubt.
Yeah.
I have typed PGM, and if I am using in file, if I am using in stream data, then
You won't
after
get that.
after
That
executing it, there
the
is zero
TSM
observation.
the TSM is only for text file data. You cannot use it for instant data.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, then see you tomorrow's class.
Good night.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.